There is no list of MPs who have shown disloyalty to Canada. There is no list of MPs who have shown disloyalty to Canada.
Now, Elizabeth May has come out, says a former MP should be investigated for foreign interference, but saw no evidence of traitors are sitting in the Commons after reading a top secret report. Hey, if it's so vindicating, why don't the rest of us get to read this top secret report? Now, top secret reports aside, Justin Trudeau is concerned about democracy around the world. Never mind our democracy here and maybe foreign interference that is compromising that. No. He's more concerned about right of center parties winning elsewhere in the world. And with Macron's France seem to be falling from his grips, his other WEF buddy, by the way, it seems he's concerned about democracy as a whole.
We have seen around the world a rise of populist right-wing forces in just about every democracy that we've seen. And it is of concern to see political parties choosing to instrumentalize anger, fear, division, anxiety. My approach has always been to respond to it, to understand it, and to look to solve it, to roll up our sleeves, work hard, and with ambition for this country and for our future. And I continue to be convinced that Canadians are thoughtful about the challenges we're facing and ready to see them solved, rather than just allow themselves to be have their anger amplified without any solutions offered.
Like you can't get on a plane. We're not going to let you get on a train if you don't get that jab. No, that's not the way Justin Trudeau does things. Not at all. Fomenting fear and anger. This is his actual platform. It's funny, as around the world people are starting to see through this leftist ideology and are starting to come back to center. It really is center. What he's doing is very, very far left. What they call the far right is more centrist. Center right, center, there's people that are center left in these parties across the world. But hey, right here at home, we have problems with our own democracy, and this has been highlighted by so many others, and even the media is catching on to this and saying, what is going on with this? 11 MPs have been compromised by Chinese interference, says Marty up north on X, but the Liberals won't say who they are. We all know Trudeau is one of them. Who are the other 10? And this is not just a thing that people are asking. It's being asked in the House of Commons, and it's being asked by the mainstream media at this point. It's become such a popular issue to talk about because, yes, people are concerned about our democracy right here at home. Here's Andrew Scheer bringing this one up, and Dominic LeBlanc says he cannot release the names of the MPs suspected of collusion with China.
It's about releasing the names so that Canadians can know which MPs are working against the interests of Canada.
Mr. Speaker, I'll give full points to my friend from Regina Capel to try and get me to do indirectly what he knows very well I can't do directly.
Can the minister assure Canadians that nobody who sits around the cabinet table today is on this list of compromised MPs who are working against Canada?
Our government has taken, more than any other government, steps to ensure that our democratic institutions are protected.
Not really. They're not making any steps towards that. They're hiding the facts from the general public, and they're using cabinet confidence and other measures to make sure that this information can't leak out to the public. And it's under threat of arrest from these MPs if they actually indulge the reporters and give this information out. And this is put here by David McGuinty.
At this current time, we're bound by the rules. You can't release any more information, including the names of the MPs involved. Under what circumstances could those names be revealed, and does the public not deserve to know?
The members of the committee are bound to this Security of Information Act for the rest of their lives.
For the rest of their lives, they're not allowed to say this stuff. No wonder Elizabeth May is coming out and saying, hey, nothing to see here. I read the top secret report and I don't want to get any information out. Yes, they're bound for the rest of their lives.
So the names will never come out?
We can't, listen. The question of whether or not this issue is followed up on is a question rightly put to the RCMP. And it is up to the RCMP to decide on the basis of any intelligence or evidence they may have in their possession, whether they're going to take steps or not. I'm not in a position to comment for what the RCMP will or will not do.
So this was a point of contention why Pierre Poilievre would not sign on for the Information Act. He said, I didn't want to be bound by this act to be silent. This act was there to silence any MPs that signed on to it. And of course, all these MPs have signed on to it. This is undemocratic. This is absolutely undemocratic for them to sign this Information Act that would bind them from ever speaking publicly forever, for the rest of their lives. This is ridiculous. Here's our Mark Miller, the Minister of Immigration, talking about this specifically as well.
Just as a member of this cabinet, this government, there have been a lot of calls to release names. How would you respond to the calls to release the names that were contained in the NSICOP report?
Well, I think, as you've heard clearly, it would be illegal to do so at this point. I think there is a way to do it. I think we
look at the smile on his face when he says that.
I think there is a way to do it. I think to do so, it would be illegal to do.
Oh, it would be illegal to do it. Didn't we frame that in that fashion so that we wouldn't be allowed to say these things?
So at this point, I think there is a way to do it. I think we certainly support the motion to put this in front of Justice Ogg, which is the right way to do it, to do the triage of information and intelligence that was put forward in a secret context that I haven't been party to, and it has to be done in the right way. Has to be done in the right way, in a secret format. This is the way open societies this is how they function, according to this guy. Why I'm the expert in Canada rather than Elizabeth May or anyone else outside of CSIS, because I encountered this core of CCP operatives directly in 2020, says Sam Cooper on X, and investigated the through line to election interference every week of every month to this day. And this is regarding, please read this report too, more than enough evidence. Senator Wu on tape promises Rise Media, Canadian Chinese go-to votes, and various PRC agents he will fight to protect their United Front work department activities. I'll leave this link in the description down below. Go have a gander at that. It's an interesting read. But also, we have more senators here just basically coming out and saying this is not how we should be functioning.
How can he decide who will investigate China's malfeasance and what their terms of reference are, and when they will report, when he is the prime beneficiary of the interference? The prime beneficiary. Warren Kinsella says that Justin Trudeau is the prime beneficiary.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that this is what could be happening. Where, we've investigated ourselves and we found ourselves to have done nothing wrong. Once again, if you don't know the history of this, there's many videos on this channel talking about it. First, Justin Trudeau hired his ski buddy and family friend, David Johnson, to investigate, and finally pressure got him to step down from the position, and now it's Justice Hogue, which there are conflicts there as well, but she's not being given enough evidence, and she's actually even protested that, saying we should get more information on this. Naya Fannerstill taking to Twitter to say, this is not advice. Do not copy my action without first speaking to a lawyer. You are at your own risk. And in this thread, this is what I'm doing about foreign interference that potentially has some legal teeth. A little known or used statute in the criminal code called private prosecution. Now, I'll leave this link in the description down below. You can go check out how private prosecution works and what the ins and outs are about this. But again, consult your own lawyer. This is a great, interesting read. And she's not the only one to come out and say something. We have other people here. Here's Mrs. Roboto saying, my name is Shandy. I was born and raised in Canada, and I'm giving the government until Canada Day to release the names of those guilty of treason. Regardless of age, religion, color, or political beliefs, Canadians deserve to know. If not, I guess I'll be marching in the streets. And I think many people will be joining her in this endeavor because people are absolutely sick of it. At this point, there is too much at stake here. We're going into an election where we haven't even resolved the interference in the last 2 elections that actually got Justin Trudeau elected. And I mean, what do we even say to that? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. And of course, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.